Very good morning, children, and welcome back to your English class. Okay, today we are going to take a new chapter. What is the name of the chapter? What is the title? Granny's Tomato Soup. Do you know who is a granny? Who is granny? Do you know? Granny means grandmother. Okay, you all will be having grandmothers in your home, right? So, granny means grandmother. A long time ago, an old lady lived in a village. She was called Granny by all the villagers. Granny loved plants. She had many plants in her garden. She got fruits and vegetables from these plants. She woke up one morning and saw many tomatoes in her garden. They looked very juicy and fresh. Okay, once there lived an old lady in a village. A long time ago, there lived an old lady in a village. Okay, what all the villagers call her? All the villagers call her Granny. She was Granny for all the villagers and she loved plants very much. Okay, she used to take care of plants and she had a lot of plants in her garden. Different kinds of plants were there in her garden. And she got many fruits and vegetables from her garden, from these plants. One day, when she woke up in the morning, what did she saw in her garden? She saw many tomatoes were there in her garden. A lot of tomatoes were there in her garden. They looked very juicy and fresh. She saw many tomatoes when one day when she woke up, she saw many tomatoes in her garden. And she thought, I'm going to make some tomato soup today. Yum! Just as she was plucking them, Tim the tailor waved from his garden. Hello, Granny, he said. Okay, when she saw the tomatoes, what did she think? She thought of making some tomato soup. She thought of making some tomato soup today. And while she was plucking the tomatoes from the garden, she saw Tim. Tim means Tim is a tailor. Okay, he waved his hands from his garden and he said hello to Granny. Hello, Tim. Look at these tomatoes, so fresh and juicy, she said. May I have 4 tomatoes, please, Granny? Asked Tim. Of course, here you go, she said. Tim was happy. Now, Tim the tailor waved from his garden and told hello to Granny. Now, she also waved back and told hello to Tim. And she showed her tomatoes in her garden and told, so fresh and juicy tomatoes are here. Did you see that? And now Tim asked for some tomatoes. He asked, may I have 4 tomatoes, please? He asked Granny to give 4 tomatoes to him. But then what did the granny say? Granny was Granny gave him 4 tomatoes. She told, of course, you take it, and Tim was very happy when he got the tomatoes. After some time, Fred the farmer was walking by. Hello, Granny, look at those nice tomatoes, he said. Yes, yes, said Granny. Do you want some? She asked. Thank you very much, said Fred, and took some tomatoes. Now, she gave 4 tomatoes to Tim. He was a tailor. Now, after some time, while she was plucking the tomatoes again, who came? A farmer. And what was his name? His name was Fred. He was walking by the garden and he saw Granny plucking the tomatoes in her garden and he told, those are nice tomatoes. And she asked, do you want some tomatoes? Then what did the farmer said? The farmer, his name was Fred, he told, yes, I need. And he thanked Granny. And she gave some tomatoes to Fred also. Sometime later, Mary the milkmaid came to Granny's house to give her milk. Oh, Granny, those are nice tomatoes, she said. Granny looked happy and she gave 5 tomatoes to Mary. Okay, now she gave four tomatoes to Tim the tailor, and she gave some tomatoes to Fred the farmer. And after some time, she was again plucking the tomatoes from the garden. Then who came? Mary, the milkmaid, means she distributes milk to in all the houses. She distributes milk in all the houses, and she came and asked. She told that those tomatoes are nice tomatoes, and Granny gave 5 tomatoes to Mary. Okay, as Granny was walking out of the garden, Paul the postman waved at her. Hello, he said. Nice tomatoes. Can I have some? He asked. Here, Paul, you can keep them all, she said sweetly. Soon, when she went in, she felt sad. Okay, she gave tomatoes to Tim the tailor, Fred the farmer, and Mary the milkmaid. Now, who came? The postman. And what was his name? His name was Paul. He came and waved at her, and he also asked her for some tomatoes. And what did the granny do? She gave all the tomatoes left in her basket to Paul. Then she went inside her home, but she was sad. Why? All her tomatoes were gone. I cannot make tomato soup now, thought Granny sadly. Okay, now she was planning to make some tomatoes with the fresh and juicy tomatoes in her garden, right? But she has given all the tomatoes to who all she gave her tomatoes? Tim the tailor, Fred the farmer, Mary the milkmaid, and Paul the postman. So now there is no tomatoes left in her garden. So she can't make tomato soup now. She was very sad. But there was a knock on the door. All her friends had made tomato soup for her. Okay, now she was sitting sadly. There was no tomatoes to make tomato soup, and she was thinking about that. But somebody knocked the door, and when she opened the door, who did she saw? They were all her friends. Means Tim, Fred, Mary, and Paul were there. They all have made tomato soup for her, and she was happy then. Okay, that's all about the story. Let us move on to the exercise section. Okay, you have to read the chapter well, and you have to write whether these sentences are true or false. First, you have to read these sentences. First, you have to read the story, and then you have to read the sentences very well, and you have to write whether it is true or false. Okay, next is grammar. Circle the word that is the opposite of each word in bold. Okay, now there are 4 sentences given below, and there are some words given in the bracket with each of the sentences. Okay, one word is given in bold letters in each of the sentence. Okay, now what you have to do is the opposite word of each word given in bold is given in the bracket along with the sentences. Let us see the first one. Granny was a young woman. Okay, here in bold letters it is given young. Now there is the opposite meaning of each word. The bold letter. Each word means each word that is given in bold letters. you have to find the opposite word of young from the bracket there. There are an old, big, and small. You have to find the opposite letter, opposite word of young. You have to put a tick mark, sorry, you have to circle the word. Next one is Granny had a small garden. Here it is given small in bold letters. You have to find the opposite of small from the bracket and you have to circle it like that. Granny had many tomatoes in the garden. You have to find the opposite of many from the bracket given with the sentence Granny was very happy. You have to find the opposite of happy from the words given in the bracket. There are cold, angry, and sad. Now, let us see the next one. Write the group names for each set of words. Okay, there are some set of words given below. 5 sets of words are given below. Okay, let us read the first one. Carom, hockey, chess, tennis. Okay, what is what are all these words? What do you call them? Carom, hockey, chess, tennis. These all are games, right? So, how can we name the group name? What we call it? Games, right? Carom is a game, hockey is a game, chess is a game, tennis is also a game. So, they all are games. So, we have wrote games here. Next one is lotus, rose, jasmine, and lily. Okay, what are those? What do we call them? You have to write the group name in the line given there. Okay, you have to write the group names for each of the words. Okay, next is listen to your teacher read some describing words. Write a naming word for each. Okay, I will read out few words for you. Okay, you have to write a naming word for each. Means here you have seen a young woman. See, a young woman. Here, this is the naming word. Woman is a naming word, which is the word that describes woman young, right? So, like that, you have to, I will read some describing words. You have to write the naming word for each, or you can do it yourself. There are the describing words are given in page number 50. Page number 50. You can see there. Thick, long, big, yellow, short, 5. These are the describing words given. And you have to write a naming word for each. Okay. Next is take page number 15. Work with your partner. Take turns to talk about your favorite fruit. Use these questions. Okay, first you have to write the name of your favorite fruit. You have to guess the name of your favorite fruit. Okay, now you have to write a dialogue between you and your friend. Like this. This is the format. First question is what color is the fruit? There will be a favorite fruit of yours. If it is banana, the example is given here. It is the favorite fruit of this girl is banana. Here, uh, your partner is asking what color is the fruit. So, what is the color of the fruit? Banana. It is yellow. What shape is it? What is the shape? It is long and thin. Is it big? Is it big? Is banana big? Yes. What is the taste? What is the taste of banana? It is sweet. Does it have seeds? Banana have seed? Yes, many. Should you peel the skin? Yes, it is banana. Now, the questions are given here, and you have to write the answers. And you have to, instead of banana, you can use the name of your favorite fruit, and you can answer these questions according to your favorite fruit's name. Okay, look at this picture, filling the blanks with the correct words from the brackets. Okay, there is a picture given here. What is the This is the picture of an elephant. This is an elephant. And okay, there are some sentences given about the animal, but it is not complete. You have to complete it. You have to use the words given in the brackets along with the sentence. Here you have to describe the about the animal elephant. Okay, it is a dash animal, big or small. You have to write the correct answer here. It is a big or small. What kind of animal it is? What kind of animal is an elephant? It is a, if it is a big animal, you have to write it is a big animal. If it is a small animal, you have to write it is a small animal. Like that, you have to complete these sentences. It has dash ears, four or two. How many ears does it have? It has dash ears. It has a dash nose. Does it have a short or long nose? You have to write it here. It has a, if it is short nose, you have to write it has a short nose. If it is long, you have to write it has a long nose. It has dash legs. It has four or five legs. How many legs does it have? You have to write the correct answer here. Next is choose the correct action words from the box, filling the blanks. You know what is an action word, right? Action means or doing words. What we call action words? We call it verbs, right? So you have to, there are some sentences given below. Five sentences are given below. And some action words are given in the box above. And for each sentence, you have to find the correct action word, means the verbs from the box given here. Okay, first one. I dash with a pencil. What will you do with a pencil? Rises, plays, write, brings, or drives. What will you do with a pencil? You write with a pencil, right? So you have to write right here. Like that, you have to find the action words of each sentences. The correct action words of each sentences from the box given above. You have to write it here. Okay, you have to complete it and send it to me through WhatsApp. Okay, now there are some two pictures of fruits given below. You have to color it. Okay, that's all for your class today. Thank you.